Hello everyone and welcome back to Aventuria's solo play. I'm going to continue with last week's Forest of No Return long adventure. We finished the first act. Today I'm going to finish the second act, hopefully get to the third act. We'll see. If I know that if I take too long on this act as a solo player, it is very likely that I will fail anyway, so we'll see how that goes. If you want more of the setup for this particular adventure, please see last week's video. Act 2, The Castle Ruins. Castle Andergast, in the year 993 BF. As you are walking towards Castle Andergast, it dawns on you that something is amiss. The castle lies in ruins. The once impenetrable buildings have been razed to the ground, leaving only the lower levels intact. And the castle walls are smoke-blackened from a fire that must have ravaged the complex for days. But even so, the walls still pose a formidable obstacle, leaving you with no other choice than to work your way through the gatehouse. Assemble all the Forest of No Return 2 cards and separate the card Noise. So here we have an interesting tracker that's going to happen. So we have Noise, and I have to put a number of adventure counters on it equal to the number of heroes. That counter will affect the difficulty, so hopefully I'll be able to reduce it rather than increase the number of counters. Every hero makes a craft roll, and of course craft is my worst skill, so we'll see how this goes. However, I do succeed. Silently, you start working and find out that the gatehouse's portcullis can be lifted. If no hero has achieved a success, all heroes must make another craft roll. Thankfully I did. It wasn't a critical, but hey, I'm happy to get past that with just the one roll. You step into the castle and climb around in its ruins. The strange architecture of this place catches your eyes, but there is nobody around to ask if it has always looked like this, or is the result of powerful magic that was cast here. Again, you feel the eerie silence weighing you down like a heavy blanket, and thousands of spiteful eyes watching you. You know that those eyes belong to bewitched animals, but apart from a couple of small shadows here and there that hastily scurry away, you cannot make out any details. After some exploration, you finally stumble upon something worth your while, the Armory. Here you can prepare for the inevitable encounter with the monsters that call this castle their new home. Making a bit of an assumption about there being monsters, but I will make a perception roll, which I have improved, and I do succeed. You get some preparations done. At the start of the following combat, you may draw one additional card into your hand. As a reminder, you may now draw an action card and place it face down in front of you. So that's pretty good. And there's my card that I will place face down. Alright, after continuing your search of the castle for some uneventful hours, you find its former banquet hall. The room is completely devastated, and even the ceiling crashed down on it. It looks as if the last of the castle's defenders made their final stand against their overpowering foes in this room. In a corner, you find a book bound in leather with diary entries in a delicate female handwriting. The paper has suffered greatly, making it difficult to decipher the words. Every hero makes a knowledge roll. Okay. Not one of my better ones. But I succeed! I'm having a very good skill roll, which hopefully won't mean that I've spent all my good stuff on this. Success! You fail to decipher more than a handful of words, but one thing is certain. Castle Andergast was destroyed by the powers of evil. Take one fate point. So I will start with a fate point. While you are still asking yourselves what horrors may have ravaged this place, you hear a terrifying howling and a nerve-wracking scratching on the doors, heralding the appearance of those very horrors. Driven forward by an unspeakable power, a large number of animals of various shapes and sizes jump, crawl, and creep through the cracks and the holes in the wall, directly towards you. They are led by a werewolf, a terrible magical creature whose bite carries a ghastly curse. So now I will assemble all of the cards for the combat. So our leader for this combat will be the Werewolf of Andergast. And we'll have the environment, Collapsed Banquet Hall. So let's read what this environment does. It says, every hero receives an adventure card, Fortress Debris, to place next to his hero card. And that gives me an extra +1 dodge, which is nice. However, place a body control counter on the first endurance card of each hero. When this endurance card is readied, each hero must make a body control roll. If it fails, the card is immediately exhausted. So the first endurance that I play each turn, or that I play, will end up being hard to use because I got to work around the debris. So that will be a thing. Now, the werewolf himself only has 2 life, and that seems great, except that the Werewolf of Vandergast ignores all damage and is immune to life loss from any source. Magic attacks causing 7 or more damage make him lose 1 life. I don't do those, so that's going to be harder. Luckily, we have hero action, attack with silverware. You know, werewolves. Every hero max 1 time per turn, 2 endurance cost stealth roll. If successful, make an attack roll, a melee attack roll. This roll does not count as an attack. If the roll is successful, the Werewolf of Vandergast loses 1 life. This hero action ignores the Werewolf of Vandergast's ability to ignore life losses. So that's the way that I will have to do it, because I will not be able to do magic damage on the scale that I would need to. Also, he has regeneration, so that's a thing that I'm going to have to hopefully get kind of lucky on. Alright, so that's his setup, and that's the environment and everything else there. Then I will pick all event cards with General and Ruin and shuffle them into a draw pile. And then I will have henchman cards with Animal Underground and Animal Forest. So I will set those up right now. Okay, and now I have the event deck set up, and I will shuffle that just a few more times while I do that. And the henchman deck set up, and the threat level for this act is 3 plus the number of noise counters on the noise card. So my threat level is 4, and I will draw a henchman, and it is a rabid forest wolf, which starts with 15 health. So that is threat 5, definitely plenty. After placing the wolf, put the infected wound card under it. The first hero who loses life from one of the wolf's attacks has to shuffle that card into his draw pile. So I need to grab that infected wound. And that is right here. And that's unfortunate. We're going to try and avoid that as much as possible. This is a particular scenario where I'm going to get a lot of things shuffled into my own draw pile. Alright, that is all I need the noise card for. And now I'm going to be doing this at timescale normal, as I had done the first act. So we'll put 7 time tokens on it. Looks like the first thing does happen at 6, so things are going to happen a lot, it looks like. Okay. So now I'll draw this card. It's Anatomy. I have Nightwind, I have Throwing Stars, Balsam I think is going to be very useful. Memorand's not so much. And Vigilance, yes, good. Okay. So yeah. We definitely have a few things that are worth saving, but some that I don't mind dumping. Remember that I want to make sure that I can use the hero action attack with silverware. It's a stealth roll to make that melee attack. Oh no, it's a stealth roll and then I make the melee attack, so I need to do 2 rolls to make that happen. So that could be a bit challenging. It does mean that I probably want to increase my melee. I'm less concerned about my ranged. So let's see what I've got my starting draw. Warfare! Well, I'll hold on to that. There's the Chain Staff, and I've got Nightwind. I think I would rather have the Chain Staff than Nightwind. It's cheaper and more likely to hit. I don't need to do a ton of damage to a leader in this, although the Rabid Forest Wolf is definitely a pain. But yeah, I think I'm going to put Nightwind down as Endurance. And I think also, for right now, I'm going to put Memorans down as Endurance. Okay. So I have only a couple of things that I can play, and even if I play them, then I won't be able to use them this turn, so we'll just get them started. I do have to put that body control token on my first Endurance, so we'll see if I get to keep using it or not. Alright, so I think what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and play the Chain Staff, so that next turn I will get a couple of attacks. And then I will throw a stone at... it's tempting to try and actually do... No, instead of playing the Chain Staff to try to make the attack with Silver Ore and see if I get lucky, but no, I think it's better for me to focus this as if I'm going to be around for a bit, because I think I probably will be. Alright, so I throw a stone at the Rabid Forest Wolf, and I hit, and he takes 3. He has no dodge and no protection. So there we are. Okay, that is my turn. And now the opponents go. Alright, so the Werewolf takes 1 action. 16, nothing, that's great. And then the Rabid Forest Wolf takes 2 actions. Ironically, a little better about being a wolf than the werewolf is. I guess that makes sense. Alright, 12 is an attack. He will hit me for 1d6. It's 5. And... oh, I shuffled in the infected wound already, didn't I? Well, I knew I was going to get hit, so there we are. So let's see if I can dodge. I do not, so I just take 5 damage. And now the infected wound card would go into my deck, but as it turned out, I had a feeling it was going to. So there we are. Okay. And then I will remove a time token. And at 6 we draw an event card. So our event is Gargoyle. A hero chosen by the group must make a knowledge roll to spot the danger. If it fails, the hero loses 1d6 plus 4 life. Okay. That's really unfortunate. I do have the fate point that I got earlier, and that is a critical failure, so I will definitely spend that fate point back into the pool. That is a critical success. I'm much happier with that one. So I'll draw a card and not take the damage. Yeah, I think that's correct. Okay. Okay. So then I ready everything. Let's see if I can stay readied, as I have drawn my cards. Alright, so body control is luckily one of my better ones. Oh, so I must... that is a critical failure. Paying me back for re-rolling the other one, apparently. So I must discard a card at random, and this endurance is exhausted. Okay. And it is the anatomy. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so we're going to... could get very lucky with this, but no, I think it's better to do that. Unfortunately, the anatomy was the thing I was planning to use for endurance, so discarding it is not great. I think I'm going to, as much as I hate to do it, I'm going to play the Balsam as endurance because I really need as many things in place as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and pay for Warfare. And then I am out of endurance, unfortunately, so then I will go ahead and just throw a stone. And an 11 will hit, and he'll lose another 3. Making progress on this wolf. Alright, and that is all I have. So I've got the Vigilance and the Throwing Stars ready to go. Okay. Then the Werewolf. "11. Regeneration. I don't mind that the werewolf heals himself because I have not hit him at all, so it's fine. Doesn't matter to me. Okay, then the Rabid Forest Wolf rolls a 14, which is nothing, and then a 12, which is another attack, so that's 1d6. It's 2. Do I dodge? I do not. So I'm down to 33. And then we remove that, and at 5, draw a new henchman and place it to the right of the row of villains. Oh my goodness, it's another Rabid Forest Wolf. Okay. I believe... yeah. He can hit me as well. That will probably happen. I don't know how I can stop him. Okay. Alright. Oops. So then I draw 2. Okay, well, I got the acrobatics. I can keep my dodge really high. I don't need to worry about Suddenly Gone because none of them have protection. Let's see if I can keep that body endurance. I cannot. Okay, so I don't... even if I play another, I will only have 5. So I think what I would rather do is pay 2 for the Throwing Stars. So I'll get those into play, because those do not count as an attack. And I'll get some counters. Okay. So I'll attack with the chain staff first. See if I can hit. I need a 15, so that shouldn't be too bad. So I'm attacking this Forest Wolf, and that's a crit. So I will draw a card. It's a healing potion. That's so good. Okay, and then so I will see how much I get. So it's 1d6 plus 2. So he loses 5. I could possibly take him out. Let's see if I can. Alright, so I'm going to throw a Throwing Star on him, removing a token. This is not an attack, it's just a ranged test. And that's another crit. Whew, that's very good. Bewitch I'm going to hold on to. I think that could be very useful. So he loses 3. And then let's go ahead and throw a stone and try and finish him off. That is not a success. So I will get a fate point. Yeah. Is this a situation where I want to... I would only get 2 of these cards back if I use my special ability, which I need to mark that I have not used. And I think I'm going to wait on that. I don't think I need it yet. Okay, that was my turn. So now, the werewolf. Critically fails, which means that the next wolf only gets 1 action. It is a 3, however, I will ignore that. So I will play Bewitch to ignore the henchman's roll. I was just waiting for that. Okay, the Rabid Forest Wolf number 2 rolls a 6, so that's a regular attack for 1d6, and that's 4. Do I dodge? I do not, and in fact I discard a card at random. Boy, there's a lot of 1s and 20s happening in this session. It's very, very swingy today. Not sure why. And that is my vigilance. That's a shame. Oh well. Okay. So then, I will take 4, so that will bring me down to 29. And then he takes another action. 18, nothing. Okay. Then we remove a time token, and at 4 we draw an event card. Shuffle all discarded event cards back into the draw pile and draw another card from the pile. It just means we can get the same thing as before. Could potentially see that gargoyle again. And it is brittle wooden planks. Whew, 3 ranged attacks. A random hero becomes the target of all 3 attacks. Oh boy. So a broadened wooden plank breaks like a brittle tree trunk when you step onto it. This activates a mechanism which fires 3 arrows from crossbows hidden behind the opposite wall. And okay, great. So the first one is for 4 points, and I do not dodge it. Sorry, I have not increased that yet. So I will take 4 points, down to 25. The second one is for 4 points, and I dodge it, so I will take 2. And the last one is for 4 points. Something weird about that die. And I do not dodge it, which means I will take 4 and go down to 19. Definitely going to be using my healing potion this turn. Okay. Alright, that was that turn. Let's go ahead and ready everything. Please, 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 let me have my body control roll. I do! So I do actually have all that this time. Okay, so, oh, this forest wolf hit me, so I should shuffle that in. So now I have 2 infected wounds in here. It's very bad. It's very bad. But I should basically be set up to where I want to be now. I am going to play Blackout down as Endurance. So now I have 6. First thing I will do is add to my dodge. So my dodge is now 10. So that's pretty good. Second thing I will do is use the healing potion. So I was at 19, get 8 back, so I will go up to 27. which is certainly better than 19. I have one more endurance, which I will use to throw a star. I do not succeed, so then I will throw a stone for free. And this should be like that. And that will hit, which means that wolf goes away, and I get a fate point for defeating a henchman. Now I will use my... Oh, no. Will I, though? No, there's not a lot of point, because unfortunately, the next thing that's going to happen at 3 time tokens is that the werewolf will heal entirely. So it doesn't make sense for me to use my special ability quite yet. Let's wait a little bit longer. So we're just going to stay. Yep. Wait a second. Did I put something down that I didn't mean to? I did. The leather bracers. That's actually a really good reason to do it. So yeah, actually I will. I will use my special ability to ready 3 of my endurance cards, which is half of them. I will spend 2 on the leather bracers, which are protect 1 and increase my melee. So my melee is now 16 and my dodge is 10. And I'll spend the last one to swing with the chain staff, because it doesn't make sense for me to try to hit the werewolf if he's just going to heal this turn. And that's a 6. It will certainly hit. He cannot dodge and has no protection. And I will do 8 points of damage. Yes, good. Okay. Alright. So there we are. Okay. It is their turn. Werewolf. 20! I am just very surprised at how many crits have come and gone in this session. So the Rabid Forest Wolf will get a 2, which will attack me for 2d6, which is not great. Hopefully my dodge has raised that enough. Alright, so that's 9 points of damage. I would like to bring that down, please. Needing a 10. Got it. Alright, so I will take 5 points of damage, and I will go to 22. That is that. Alright, so at 3, the werewolf heals back up to full, which is fine. And then... I get to go. Alright, let's see if I ready that one. I do ready all of my endurance. I'm at 22. And there's an infected wound. So I immediately lose 8 and remove that card from the game. So I will drop down to 14. Okay, well, I'm definitely going to spend 2 to play self-control. Oh, I forgot to use my leather bracers last turn. I should have one more. That's fine. Alright, so then I will try to attack with the chain staff. Let's just see if I can take that Rabid Forest Wolf right out. I can. I hit him. Well, I can do a lot of damage at least. I hit him with a 14, because I'm currently at 18 melee. I'm very good at it. Alright, and the damage is 7, so he is gone. And I should have waited, because I can't take another fate point, but that's okay. I have the 2 that I need. That's the important thing. So, I will go ahead and spend 2 more to make a stealth roll. And my stealth is 11, and that will succeed. And so then I get to make a melee attack, which does not count as a melee attack. That is a 15, will certainly hit, and so I take him down 1. Okay. Alright, well that's my turn. Okay, there we go. The werewolf is the only thing that gets to go. And he rolls a 12. He regenerates. Great. Of course he does. Perfect timing. Okay, no, it's fine. It's fine. And then I'll remove a time token and draw an event card. Treacherous Enemy. A wounded enemy promises you to brew a healing potion if you keep him alive. In reality, however, he concocts an explosive mixture that he throws in your direction before swiftly running away. I can't imagine who this would be, since all I've seen are wolves, but I will make a perception roll to see if I can avoid this. And a 12 is not quite enough for perception. Do I want to spend a fate point on this? I don't. I will just take it and go down to 9 health. Okay. Alright, and we're at 2. Okay. I ready everything? Oh look, there's my other infected wound. So I go down to 1 health. I told you if this went on too long, it's gonna be bad. Let's see if I keep my endurance. I do. Alright, well, I will spend the 2 to attempt to hit him. So here's my... I'll use green for stealth. I make my stealth roll, and then I make the attack, and 16 is still good enough, even though it doesn't seem it. This does me no good, so can't do anything with that. Alright, the werewolf, please do not regenerate. That is a 6. Attack. The hero with the most life points suffers 1d6 plus 4. Well, I don't think I can survive this. Okay, well, let's see how much damage it is. It is 6 damage. Yep, I cannot. The 1d6 plus 4 was going to be too much anyway. Alright, so I attempt to dodge. I don't, so I will take all 6 damage. I am at 1 life, so there's nothing I can do about that. And so, our ignominious end to Forest of No Return. I'm sorry you won't be able to see Act 3. After a defeat. Beaten and bitten, you must retreat from the castle. Whoever cast his magical curse on this place, he and his henchmen proved to be too powerful for you, and you can only hope that a group of heroes stronger than you will be able to stop their evil plans before they come to fruition. Yeah, getting both of those rabid wolves was definitely a serious problem. Well, I hope you enjoyed at least what you were able to see, 2/3 of Forest of No Return, and I will see you another time.